Hello everyone, it's me Varus, and in this video I'm going to give you a full update on a very active Pacific that could have a couple of systems affecting Hawaii, and a full update on the severe weather alerts and indices in the US and more. So let's get right into it. So right now we have the National Weather Service's main page pulled up, and just taking a look at the alerts, the main areas where I see has the most alerts is mainly the deep south, kind of like just overall Texas and areas of the western US. So let's start off with Texas, that has many heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. Okay, as there's kind of a ridge in place in the west and a very nice, pleasant trough in the east. Okay, and that's kind of causing some more heat to rise up into Texas. So overall, just very hot out there in Texas. So please take it safely and carefully and stay hydrated and cool. We also have red flag warnings up for Wyoming, which is a fire-related indice with heat and wind, so please be careful over there. And a couple of special weather statements also relating with fire type indices, and a couple of flood watches and warnings over here in Utah and California. Besides that, nothing much. I mean, you also have a little bit in the southeast, some flood warnings and heat advisories in Florida. But besides, and a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, but besides that, nothing too much for the mainland. Getting into the severe weather outlook, let's start out with our day one, which is honestly the real only day we have to talk about. We have a slight risk in the north central US, so the Dakotas and Montana. No real tornado threat. A wind threat is present and a hail threat as well. So really just some hazardous winds and some bigger hail is possible for these same areas. And then we'll take a look at the quick day 2 and day 3. Just a couple marginals, wind and hail being the main threats. And then day 3, another 2 areas of marginal, mainly in the western US. So now let's start out with our tropical update. And right now I have Hurricane Gilma. Okay, Hurricane Gilma I have pulled up, which is a hurricane in the eastern Pacific US, or Eastern Pacific Ocean. And Gilma is actually rapidly intensifying as it heads generally west-northwest/northwest. And Gilma, I mean, you can even see it. I mean, it went from a hurricane to having an eye very, very quickly. Okay, and this is very, very cool to see, very interesting. And so you can see that big convection popping off, then an eye consolidating, and now more hot towers trying to pop off. So there's Gilma moving relatively fast. But overall, it looks like it looks pretty small. However, Gilma does look like a very strong and rapidly intensifying hurricane, soon to be major Hurricane Gilma. So we'll take a look at it on our National Hurricane Center outlook. And so let's start out with Gilma, 85-mile-per-hour storm as of 8 a.m. Wednesday. So soon to be a major hurricane, as you can see, heading west-northwest, almost due west. So, not really affecting any land for now with Gilma. We also have 2 other disturbances. Disturbance 2 way back here, 40% in the next 48 hours, 80% in the next 7 days. So this is likely to develop as it continues west-northwestward. And then disturbance 1 ahead of Gilma, 90% in the next 48 hours, 90% in the next 7 days. So depression and tropical storm should form in this relatively soon, maybe even by tomorrow. So this is where it gets a little interesting. So right now we have our personal system. Right now, this is the one that could become a depression or storm relatively soon. Now, overall, it looks to just head west. I could still bring impact, especially for the main island of Hawaii, but overall, this doesn't look like anything too bad. Gilma, I feel, gets a little closer, heads west-northwest, and then starts to head due west, something like that. Okay, and it does get, I feel like, closer to the main island than this first disturbance. But the second disturbance, the one behind Gilma, that has the highest chance of really affecting Hawaii. So that all 3 of these storms could definitely bring impacts, whether they're direct or indirect. However, I feel like the last one behind Gilma is the one with the highest chance. So please stay on alert for Hawaii, as there are tropical systems pretty close. And then there's also a couple of other little islands you can see over here that might need to be careful with any other storms. So let's get into how it looks right now. So we have Hawaii right here, and here is your first little system right here. That gets relatively close, actually. Um, Relatively close. Brushes the main eye. So this is GFS. Okay, I kind of looked at everything, but let's just show the GFS for now as one solution. So brings that storm and kind of doesn't landfall, but brings direct impacts as it passes very closely to Hawaii. And there it goes. Gilma is behind it, and you see Gilma actually goes west to west north, and then it actually jogs north. Okay, it jogs north, kind of like that. Okay, making an L shape, and actually might landfall according to the GFS on the extreme eastern area of the main island. Also, yes, I did make a mistake. This third system has the lowest chance. It's likely going to recurve out to sea ahead of Hawaii. So that's my fault. Did not mean to say that, but Gilma actually has the highest chance. Honestly, the first system and Gilma both have a really good chance of affecting Hawaii. But third one looks to go out to sea. That's my fault. But yeah, anyways, Gilma actually, so with this first one, you see it brushes the islands and then it kind of starts heading out. Gilma could be a little more unexpected. It gets stronger and then it just suddenly jogs northward and stays closer throughout the whole chain of islands, kind of going like this, like that, and then kind of going like that. So it does bring pretty big impacts to Hawaii. So honestly, just gotta keep an eye out with these upcoming systems behind Gilma and in front of Gilma. And then taking a look at any other storms in the Eastern Pacific, I haven't shown a lot of love to the Eastern Pacific, and that's why I'm trying to stay with them. Behind these other storms, it doesn't look like anything too much. Now, the system behind Gilma actually gets really strong, honestly. It gets down to 959, which is a major hurricane, so this is also interesting. However, it is more stronger, so it fights for latitude, and it does have patterns helping it recurve out to sea and weaken. But behind that, nothing much. So there's your forecast. Tried to keep it quick for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow I'll probably have a forecast on the U.S., the temperatures, precipitation, some outlooks getting into September and the end of July, or the end of August. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow and have a great rest of your day. See ya.